Time for the MCF 21 feature fight of the night. This bout is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the MCF welterweight division, brought to you tonight by Toxic Graphics. Introducing first, fighting out of the Vander's blue corner, is a freestyle fighter standing 5'11", weighed in 170.3 pounds. Tonight he's making his professional debut. Representing the MMA Lab and fighting out of Glendale, Arizona by way of Lincoln, Nebraska, Ben Goodwin. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of the whitetail screen print red corners, a wrestler standing 6'2", weighed in 170 pounds. He holds a professional record, 3 wins, 2 defeats, with 1 win coming by way of knockout and 2 by way of submission. Representing Skywalker 101 Boxing Academy and fighting from Omaha, Nebraska, Blayne Young Gun Richards. Your referee, Bobby Wambacher.
All right, there you have it. We are ready to go. This a welterweight matchup in Midwest Championship fighting, scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds on the Bishop Jones time clock. Bishop Jones Law coming in 2022. If you commit a crime and don't want to do time, call Bishop Jones Law. Locations in North Platte and Kearney.
Yeah, this is going to have fireworks right away, too.
Yes, definitely 2 opponents we know are down to finish fights quickly, so that means, as you said, likely going to come together, and Blayne Richards lands the first punch.
Clearly no nerves for Ben Goodwin.
Ben Goodwin in his pro debut, a takedown, the tree topper maybe, Kelly, huh? Is that what you call that?
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty impressive to do, you know, when you're coming into a place that isn't your hometown. And it's not Blayne's either. They're both from out of town, but you're not fighting in your backyard and you're making your pro debut. There can be a lot of nerves sometimes, but
Blayne Richards in the black trunks with the white print, maybe gray. And Ben Goodwin in the black trunks with the gold design. Round 1, 1 minute into it here.
Good exchanges. You know, seeing Blayne kind of close that distance, which really is kind of shocking. You know, I mean, clearly he has a strong wrestling base.
Ben Goodwin, collegiate wrestling experience, was a 4-time state qualifier in Class B in Nebraska. So, as you said, obviously experience in wrestling. Round number 1. This one's scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Blayne Richards in the gray trunks with white trim. Ben Goodwin in the black trunks with the gold design. Goodwin intent, I should say, on getting that single leg takedown, Kelly Wiseman, and we know why.
Yeah, but look at Blayne went rolling right for a submission. He was
right
looking
into
for
an armbar attempt.
And he was rolling for a Kimura earlier. Now he's turned that into a straight armbar, and that's pretty deep. But get the old power slam out of it.
Goodwin slams Blayne Richards to get himself out of danger with the armbar.
You know, Blayne Richards has the wrestling pedigree too, but it just seems that maybe Goodwin's just a more powerful fighter.
An up kick from Blayne Richards.
Blayne Richards looking for that triangle. Got long legs. He's got that triangle. Oh, there's trouble. That's trouble.
Needs to swing
that's
his body
trouble,
around.
But that's trouble where he's got it right there. Is trouble.
It is.
Yeah.
There's the tap. An interesting angle on that triangle.
Yeah. Well, popping your hips out makes it tighter. Instead of staying straight on him like the old traditional triangle, you pop your hips out, and it's a lot tighter. Plus, you got the arm bar right there. You can transition.
And there you have it. Boy, it looked like Ben Goodwin dominating that. The grappling working, had control. Yeah. But we know Blayne Richards always busy. We saw him with those submission attempts.
Right. And in my ways to win, the reason I wanted Goodwin to keep the fight standing for as long as possible, because Blayne Richards he's got long legs, and when he gets on the ground, those submissions are open, and they're tough to. Sometimes that's tough to defend with the guy with long legs like that. Yeah, so I wanted to see him try to keep it standing and use that power, and don't get caught in Blayne Richards, triangles, arm bars, things like that are for the guy with long legs. It's tough.
All right, here's MCF cage announcer Mike Kendall with our official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Bobby Wambacher, calls a stop to the fight. 2 minutes, 39 seconds in the very first round, declaring your winner by tap out in a triangle, Blayne Young Gun Richards.
2 minutes, 59 seconds of round number one. A triangle choke victory for Blayne Richards. He improves to 4-2 as a professional mixed martial artist. For the Midwest Championship Fighting welterweight title. So a belt on the line in this one. Here's our peak tail of the tape. Connor Cuppy, 31 years old. Blayne Richards, 30. 6 feet for Connor Cuppy, 6'2" for Blayne Richards. Both weighing in at that welterweight 170. 7-5 as a professional is Connor Cuppy, and 4-2 is Blayne Richards. Here's Mike Kendall.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the co-main event of the evening. This bout is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds for the MCF Welterweight Championship. Brought to you tonight by Bill Summers Ford. It now introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This karate-style fighter stands 6 foot tall, weight in 169 pounds. He holds a professional record, 7 wins, 5 defeats. Representing Macomb Martial Arts and fighting out of Macomb, Michigan, Connor Cuppy. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, is a wrestler standing 6'2", weight in 169 pounds. He holds a professional record, 4 wins, 2 defeats. Representing Skywalker 101 Boxing Academy, fighting out of Omaha, Nebraska, by way of Julesburg, Colorado, Blayne Young Gun Richards. Your referee, Big Fitz.
Guys, you heard all the rules in the back. Keep it clean. Touch gloves, come out, fight.
All right, there you go. The fighters have been given their instructions. Our co-main event of the evening is underway. Connor Cuppy in the blue and red trunks.
Watch Cuppy to throw these karate kicks right away. He's going to want to establish that right away. Side kicks, he's going to throw them hard too. They won't be light.
There's that straight kick.
Yep.
Right to the midsection of Blayne Richards. Blayne Richards comes back, some kicks of his own.
Yeah, Blaine's got to take
a nice shot right on the chin.
Because Cuppy was worried about the takedown. That's how that hand landed. And that's exactly what Blayne needed to do. Don't stand there, boom.
And there is the takedown.
Use his wrestling, get it to the ground where he'll dominate.
You're right, Blayne kind of fainted in on that takedown and landed a hard shot right on the chin of Connor Cuppy. Wobbled Cuppy for a little bit.
Textbook. If you're going to do those kind of big, heavy shots, you got to set them up first. You're going to counter. That was textbook.
Blayne Richards now in side control.
Nice.
Trying to step over into full mount.
Nice kick out there. But like I said, it's early, a little early. They're still dry, so some of these things are a little tougher, to do. But
now the butterfly guard by Connor Cuppy.
He'll shove it, and he'll be looking to shove the knees down and just completely pass to a full mount. But also you got the cage in the way, so that has something to do with, preventing you from doing certain things. And he goes, and then Cuppy gets full guard back. So good job by Cuppy. Go for that butterfly to get that full guard back. But you got to do something with it, because if you're going to lay here and allow Blayne Richards to set stuff up, you're going to be in trouble, because he gets aggressive with this ground and pound. Oh, he's got an arm.
Got an arm.
Cuppy was setting up an arm bar. I mean, But now watch for Blayne Richards. He'll use like an inverted triangle to try to defend that.
Now Blayne Richards grabs an arm.
Yeah, try to watch for him to
sit up into that triangle.
Because I don't think Cuppy can't really finish it against the cage like that. He's not in a position to finish anything. But Blayne can be if a Cuppy makes the wrong move right here and spins out the wrong way, because he's starting to set it up. But
2:45 remaining, round one. This one's scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds.
And Blayne, nice knees, giving him something to think about. Drop those knees in, let him worry about that, because he's got that arm.
Still has that arm, does Connor Cuppy, and rolls now Blayne Richards.
Rolled well, he's still got it defended well. The Cuppy's doing a good job, but I don't think he's going to finish that from here. Ooh.
Blayne Richards in the maroon
Blayne
trunks.
wants to be careful right here.
Watch out.
He wants to be careful right here. Now that's nice. Slam him down. He was worried about that. and let go. I mean, you got to make a choice: get slammed on your head or let go of the submission and defend yourself. So.
Blayne Richards escapes the armbar attempt with the slam.
Well, we got to say, Cuppy is clearly no, schlump in the ground game, because that was a pretty good armbar on a good fighter. So now that Blayne's got something to worry about down here, it isn't going to be just his world to dominate.
Richards back into the half guard of Connor Cuppy. 140 remaining, round number 1.
And sometimes those positions are made, but just by a mistake. You stepped over wrong, and you allowed a guy to, but that's all it takes. That's this game. You make one mistake, and the other guy can capitalize on it because he's already a move or two ahead of you. Blayne covering up the mouth, trying to restrict the breathing. It's a nice little technique. But he's trying to step over full mount and then maybe start dropping down some vicious ground and pound. But he really needs to try to get in here and get some choppy elbows down, open a cut. Don't just let Cuppy sit here and control things and set up other submissions.
A little bit of swelling on the left eye of Connor Cuppy from those strikes.
Now he might, he might be in a little trouble here if he gets his head too far up the cage, because then Blayne's going to be able to throw bombs.
Blayne Richards still in the half guard of Connor Cuppy.
Really looking for Blayne to kind of posture up, but that armbar attempt might have scared him a little bit. Like, oh, I didn't know he had that. Otherwise, he'd posture up and just start dropping bombs and dropping elbows.
Under 30 seconds to go, round number 1 in this one. Blayne Richards trying to move into full mount, but back into the butterfly guard goes Connor Cuppy.
Yeah, good job. That was a nice job, too. The butterfly guard can be difficult to deal with. I mean, it's easy to pass it sometimes, but not when when you're in jiu-jitsu class or you're just rolling around the gym. It's different than when you're in a fight.
And that's how we'll end round number 1. All right, here we go. Corners are cleared. We're ready for round number 2 in our co-main event of the evening. Connor Cuppy in the blue and red trunks. Blayne Richards in the maroon trunks.
Watch for these karate side kicks right away. He's going to want to land one of those
setting
right
it up.
away. He'll either go for the knee or go for the hip, try to land a really power one.
Partially blocked there by Blayne Richards. Got through to the body, though. Did the kick from Connor Cupp. Nice shots to the body from Blayne Richards.
He's got to be careful. He's dropping his hands way down, and Blayne's going to set up one of those big overhand rights.
There it is right there.
Yep. He sees it. It's there because he's dropping his hands on those kicks. So fake the kick, throw the big right, and it's going to be night-night. And it's coming if he's going to keep dropping his hands like that, because Blayne's got power.
Back to the middle of the cage. Blayne Richards in the maroon trunks. Connor Cuppy in the blue and red. Round 2 of 5 scheduled rounds.
I said, and Blayne.
Oh! Nice knee from Blayne Richards, and back to the takedown into the full guard.
And set up real nice, too. He had him worried about that overhand right. He set that up real nice. He's going to come right to us. He's going to walk him right up the cage. And this is where you'll start seeing him get aggressive with strikes if he can get his arms free.
The palm strike delivered from the bottom by Connor Cuppy.
Now there's the elbows I was calling for. He came over for one. Start working and
rubber guard.
Right away, Cuppy starts working the rubber guard, getting his legs up high. And that creates a problem. But all you got to do is just be careful and be thinking ahead. Don't make a mistake.
This is where we spent most of the first round, Kelly Wiseman, is with Blayne Richards in the full guard of Connor Cuppy.
Nice.
Submission attempts, a nice elbow.
Now a good shoulder shot. That's what I like to see. If a guy's just going to lay on your shoulder, hit him with your shoulder. Don't just let him lay there and start setting up submissions. You got to start softening him up.
Under 3 minutes to go, round number 2.
Okay, Blayne's trying to posture up here, get ready for some big elbows, or at least one big elbow, because you can see him trying to posture up.
For now, remaining in the full guard of Connor Cuppy is Blayne Richards. 2:30, round number 2.
Boom, another elbow. He's landing strikes. He's gonna be happy staying here, but he's just got to be smart. Don't make a mistake and allow Cuppy to land a submission. Ooh, that was a solid one. You could hear that one good right here.
We saw it
right on the ear.
We saw several submission attempts from the bottom from Connor Cuppy in round 1. He will attempt them.
Back to the full guard. Cuppy's got solid ground game. Going back to that rubber guard. High leg, bringing it up high. When you get your legs up high like that, it makes it easier to start working some of those submissions because they're right there, and there's specific submissions that come off a rubber guard. But it also makes it harder for your opponent to posture up and drop bombs.
Likely what Cuppy's trying to do is keep Blayne Richards from posturing up. I haven't seen him.
Yeah, it also, because it gives Blayne something to worry about. And he can't posture up, drop bombs. He can't.
Nice right still landed there by Blayne Richards.
Yeah, we're getting some sweat on us. It's like 3D.
I want blood, not sweat.
You already got it. This is where you got to keep your mouth shut while you're commentating.
Yeah.
Because stuff flies in your mouth. I mean, there may be some fear of a ref.
Need the N95 masks.
They're wearing no mask.
Blayne Richards in the maroon trunks. Connor Cuppy in the red and blue trunks. 40 seconds to go, round number 2. Like round number 1, this one spent most of it with Blayne Richards in the full guard of Connor Cuppy.
Yeah, and it's not that Blayne's not trying to do something. It's just that that's how good Cuppy is on the ground. You know, he's able to neutralize a lot of the stuff that Blayne's trying to do. And it's a chess match when it gets on the ground here.
We've seen some shots get through, but really relatively little damage sustained by Connor Cuppy.
10 seconds left in the round. See if Blayne lets loose here.
That's how we'll end round number 2. Well, here we are, the third and final round. This one between Connor Cuppy in the red and blue trunks and Blayne Richards in the maroon trunks. They touch gloves, and here we go.
Now, I'd imagine, Cuppy knows he's probably lost both rounds, so you'd be looking for him to try to pull some stuff out right here. Maybe a wild spinning hook kick or some good karate stuff, but if you can't stop the takedown. Good, walks him, that was smart.
Takes him to his corner.
Yep, walk him to my corner so I can hear what my coach tells me. That's smart. That's the experience right there. And all he has to do is just stay busy. If he stays on top and stays busy and avoids a submission, he's going to have this one probably 30-27.
And he saw it again. Cuppy went for the strikes, and Blayne Richards took advantage of it to get the takedown. Obviously feeling confident in his takedown in round 3.
That's always the danger when you're a striker fighting a wrestler, is when you want to plant and land that heavy shot. You always got to worry about leaving yourself exposed for a wrestler to duck under and take you down. But that's also just part of the game. You got to learn to sprawl and brawl.
1 minute into this one, we're back into the full guard. Blayne Richards sitting in the full guard of Connor Cuppy.
Yeah, Blayne's just going to be content. Like I said, he's racking up points. He's controlling it, so why change anything? He's staying busy, constantly striking. Leave it up to the guy on the bottom to figure it out.
3.5 minutes to go, round number 3, the final round of this bout. Connor Cuppy just unable to escape from the grappling of Blayne Richards. And you said it, Kelly. Blayne Richards just staying busy.
I mean, why change what's working? You won both rounds with this strategy, and it worked. Some people watching at home, or people that aren't familiar or don't like the ground stuff, might think it's boring, but it's an aspect of the fight. It's still strategy, and he's winning. This is a title. He's trying to win a title, and that improves his stock when he's trying to get on bigger shows. So Why change what's working? You're not going to go out and risk something just because the crowd might want something exciting. You're a pro. You're doing this for a living. You're not making those risks just to please somebody.
Yes, sir. Amen.
You're here to win.
Under 2.5 to go in the third and final round of our co-main event of the evening. Blayne Richards in the maroon trunks, Connor Cuppy in the blue and red.
Yeah, and Blayne absolutely isn't just laying there. He's constantly throwing shoulder shots, constantly coming across the elbows, working the body, working the head. I mean, it's really up to Cuppy to improve his position, because Blayne's has improved where he's at.
Under 2 to go now, round number 3. Blayne Richards again right in front of his corner.
And now he's starting to work up. He's going to start. I mean, it's going to be tough. They're sweaty, but he's starting to work for a submission. He knows he has to get to work. He knows he's got to make something happen because he's losing.
Back to the rubber guard is Connor Cuppy.
Nice elbows right to the tailbone. Right, those elbows to the butt and straight to the tailbone, man, they hurt. Blayne just going to stay busy. Like I said, just constantly working.
Approaching 1 minute to go here in the third and final round.
You don't risk the ref standing it up. Just stay busy. You know, this is part of the game.
That's what he. Yep.
This is mixed martial arts.
Striking to the body and to the head is Blayne Richards.
I mean,
like you said, just stay
Blayne
busy
is
enough.
getting away with some fence grabbing here. He's right in front of us and locking it in. That's tough. It is an angle where the ref can't see. But
and approaching 30 seconds to go here in our co-main event of the evening.
For an armbar, he used the cage with his feet to grab, which you're not supposed to do that either. But that one the ref was looking right at. But
Blayne Richards now in the half guard of Connor Cuppy as we approach 15 seconds remaining.
There's 10 seconds, and Blayne don't need to do anything different because he's got this fight sewed up.
That's how it's going to end right there. All right, let's go to MCF cage announcer Mike Kendall for the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds for the MCF Welterweight Championship, we go to the judges' scorecards. And all 3 judges score this bout 30-27 for your winner by unanimous decision and new MCF Welterweight World Champion, Blayne Young Guns Richards.
And another Midwest Championship fighting belt headed back to Omaha, Nebraska, Skywalker 101. He's got a wolf on his shorts.
I bet you if he wins, he goes,
He's wearing the wolf shorts.
That's not, looks like a pit bull.
All right, Gabe Trinidad, Austin DeLorme, both in the cage and switching up the corners. Let's take a look at our peak tail of the tape. Kelly Wiseman, 24-year-old Austin DeLorme. You see the age advantage to Gabe Trinidad, represented well by Chuck Norris.
Oh, man, okay. Well, you know, Austin doesn't stand a chance tonight.
Sorry, you got to warn me.
Apparently, Austin is fighting Chuck Norris.
Goodness gracious.
Chuck Norris is coming into the cage with 2 dueling Uzis.
Right, and I'll put my money on Chuck Norris for sure.
Yeah, okay. Sorry,
right,
Wolfman.
Let's get on with it. Here's MCF cage announcer Mike Kendall.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live around the world tonight on pay-per-view from the D&N Event Center here in North Platte, Nebraska for the MCF St. Paddy's Beatdown, Joseph versus Moore. Tonight's event is brought to you in part by Bill Summers Ford, Noble Refrigeration, and 3 Margaritas. Tonight's bouts are sanctioned by the Nebraska State Athletic Commission, overseen tonight by Brian Voodoo Dunn, Victory J, Adam Graybush, and Luis De La Cruz. Your judges cage side tonight, Rob Lures, Andrew Lee, and Ken Cunningham. Your referees in charge of the action once we begin, Joe Doherty and Big Fitz. Your timekeeper is Jake Jones, and your cage side physician, Dr. Jason Sitta. Ladies and gentlemen, now to kick off tonight's event, this is a 3-minute round MCF street fight in the light heavyweight division, brought to you tonight by Quick Stop. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, This freestyle fighter sits 5'8", weighed in 210 pounds. Tonight, he is making his amateur debut. Training independently and fighting out of North Platte, Nebraska, Austin Wolfman DeLorme. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, is a freestyle fighter standing 5'9", weighed in 204 pounds. Tonight, he's also making his amateur debut. Representing Skywalker 101 Boxing Academy and fighting out of Omaha, Nebraska, Gabriel Trinidad. Your referee in charge of the action, Big Fitz.
All right, there we go. The official fighter introductions have been made, and we are ready to get this night underway. A street fight between Austin DeLorme in the black with red trunks and his opponent, Gabe Trinidad, in the black and white trunks. Here we go. Big Fitz says we are ready, and they touch gloves and step right together. A nice shot right away.
Wolfman's going to be in trouble. Trinidad clearly has some kind of training.
Yeah, it's obvious, fighting out of Skywalker 101 with Coach Danny Molina, and he takes the back.
I don't believe we're going to get a chance to see the Wolfman transform.
Not defending himself, Kelly Wiseman, at this point.
If he reaches in for a leg, he's going to try to push a single, maybe use some of that high school wrestling experience.
Got to give him props. He took those shots and is back up on his feet.
He just needs to quit turning his back. That's like one of the biggest no-nos. He's going to
get his hands up.
His button's going to get shut here in a quick second if he doesn't get his hands up. But give it to him to stand there and fight, you know.
Round number one of this street fight. Gabe Trinidad so far the aggressor in the black and white trunks, but you got to give Austin DeLorme some credit. He took some punches and is back up on his feet, squaring off.
He's not going to quit. But I mean, clearly Trinidad's the more polished fighter. But you got to give toughness to DeLorme. He's standing there and taking it and throwing back. But we'll see what happens when the gas tank's gone here in about 5 seconds.
Not doing much to defend those shots. And
I would be going to the body. I would just stay on the body. This guy doesn't have conditioning. There you go.
That's it. A verbal tap going to do it.
He had a good knee he threw when he was down on all fours, and I'm pretty sure that took it out of him, because look at him. He's trying to get his breath. But give it to him, man. He stepped in this cage. I can make fun of it all I want, but he still had the guts to step in there.
There's a lot of people who don't. Sorry, let's go to MCF cage announcer Mike Kendall for the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Big Fitz, calls a stop to the fight. 1 minute, 23 seconds into the very first round, declaring your winner by TKO, Gabriel Trinidad.
And there you have it, Gabriel Trinidad, the victor in our first bout of the evening.
And I will say this, that's a great fight to start off with. Two guys that come to scrap and throw and get a little excitement.